Welcome back to Mark Your Calendar. I'm your host, Kiana Patterson, and today we are joined with two special gentlemen. One is from the Urban League of Hampton Roads. He is the president and the CEO, Gil Bland. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting us.
Of course, of course. And we have the VP of Merchandising at Dollar Tree, Bobby Patrick. Thank you as well for coming along.
Good morning.
So I know you guys have a very exciting event, January 15th. This is the 42nd MLK celebration. Tell me all about it. Why should I get a ticket and come out and join you guys?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Our MLK celebration is special, as you mentioned, 42 years and going. The theme this year is Becoming the Beloved Community, which was Dr. King's way of saying we're all a village. And what we will do, as we always do, is recognize community leaders whose life really emulates the legacy of Dr. King and his ideals, great contributors to community. We will have a national keynote speaker. I can talk about that in much more detail, but it's also kind of a homecoming of sorts. People seeing each other, during the winter months after a long hiatus of cold weather and the holidays, and it really becomes a homecoming of good feeling, good activity, learning, and communing together.
I really love the theme this year. Tell me how the theme, Becoming a Beloved Community, relates to Dr. King's legacy.
Well, Dr. King spoke of the beloved community, and it's an ideal, if you will, and our goal is in becoming the beloved community is to seek ways of breaking down barriers, improving communication, opportunities to learn more about each other. And, we feel that if we begin to learn about each other, some of the fears, some of the rumors, some of the, mistaken perceptions can be melted away. And we really become one as a community, living together, working together, and worshiping and going to school together.
I love that. I love it. I know that the Dollar Tree is one of the presenting sponsors. Tell me about the connection that you all have at the Dollar Tree with the Urban League of Hampton Roads.
Well, Dollar Tree believes in being a great corporate citizen. We're headquartered here in the Hampton Roads area. We have about 2,000 associates living and working in this area. So being part of a corporate citizen, we seek out organizations that fit our beliefs. Those beliefs are listed in the 5 pillars that the Urban League support. And we have many volunteers that support those events, which tells us our associates love and understand and appreciate what the Urban League is doing. If I may take a moment, though, I would like to say thank you to Gil and his staff for all the incredible programs they put together for the Hampton Road area. They set the tone, and we support the Dr. King celebration because we believe it's an opportunity to bring the Hampton Road community together to celebrate Dr. King's life and also recognize individuals who have done special things that make life in Hampton Roads a great place to live.
Yeah, I mean, I know you guys, we'll talk about the programs a little bit later in the show, but you guys are honoring some really big names in our community, including Dr. Adams Gaston over at NSU, and then Dr. Britt at EVMS. So I really appreciate you just highlighting the people who are doing the work that are, household names in this area. When you go through the different people making change in Hampton Roads, how do you go about recognizing different honorees every year?
Well, first, though, let me just expand upon what Bobby just shared. In addition to Dollar Tree being a presenting sponsor, and anytime any of our efforts can be successful requires financial resources, and Dollar Tree has been more than generous in their support. But it goes beyond that. We've become friends. It's a relationship of shared experiences and shared likeness in the community. But further, their employee resource group have come out to be volunteers for what we do. We share ideas. It's a back and forth. I mean, it's not one saying this to the other. It really is teamwork. And I appreciate that. And we're very grateful to Dollar Tree, your leadership. And the leadership starts from the CEO down. Mike Creedon is a tremendous business leader, tremendous speaker. He has wowed the crowd each of the years that he spoke. I mean, we almost said we don't need a national speaker. Mr. Creedon could do it well. So it's been just a great, fun, mutual relationship.
Yeah,
built on
leadership is
respect.
key. Leadership is the key.
So to your question, we choose leaders based on what they contribute to the community. And in each of the instances here, these are our long-standing leaders who have provided incalculable efforts to this community in terms of resources, in terms of motivation and leadership. We are recognizing Debbie DeCroce, who is the CEO of the Hampton Roads Community Foundation. Before that, she was a long-term president of Tidewater Community College. Is on nearly every board of substance in the community. And the Community Foundation changes lives. It provides support to nonprofits and to organizations and individuals like ourselves, like the Urban League, in order to allow us to do our work. Dr. L.D. Britt is a globally recognized physician. I know that's a big word to say global,
No,
but it's true for
really.
him. From South Africa to Europe to across the United States, he has made contributions as one of the great surgeons of our time. And the powerful thing about Dr. Britt, this was a gentleman with his education and skill could have worked anywhere. He came back home to help build this community and in the process saved countless lives. So we're very grateful for Dr. Britt, and both him and Debbie are friends. Greg Garrett is a tremendous philanthropist as well as a leader throughout this community as a realtor. But equally important, I attended a celebration that he had recently. He provides innumerable resources to the country of El Salvador and orphanages and getting engaged to help young people and really citizens throughout the country with both a spiritual emphasis as well as resource emphasis. A great leader. And Dr. Javon Adams Gaston, we've affectionately referred to as Dr. J, has been the leader of Norfolk State University for 7 years, responsible for the major philanthropic gifts that you read about. She has done wonders in rebuilding the infrastructure of the campus, as well as athletics and academics and the students at faculty. And I'm a board member there. We all love her and are very grateful that she chose to come from Ohio State University to Norfolk State University. And we are pleased and with her progress and really anticipate what is next for Norfolk State University. Those four great leaders are worthy of recognition by anyone. But, and I hate to say to top it off, but really, we have a nationally renowned speaker, Carly Fiorina, who was the first woman to lead a Fortune 20 company, Hewlett-Packard, which was quite a feat. She ran for president of the United States about a decade ago. And what really attracted us to her beyond those two great, either one of those events are quite remarkable.
Impressive, yes.
But she's leading an initiative called Virginia 250. And that's the celebration of this country's 250th anniversary. And as their slogan goes, America made in Virginia. And as chairman of that, I've listened to her speak to audiences across the Commonwealth on the history of Virginia. And she shares a complete history of Virginia. And we believe our audience on January 15th will learn from her, appreciate her, and I hope they will join in celebrating the great history of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
So how can people get involved? Like, can they buy the tickets? The tickets are available right now, and they're about $150.
So I'm always happy to say ulhr.org.
Okay.
Urban League Hampton Roads.
That's the website.
ulhr.org. And you can be a sponsor at any level, or you can just buy a ticket. But please come up because it's a celebration. As I said earlier, it's a homecoming and really an opportunity to learn as well as display the respect of community leaders who have contributed so much to the community. I would hope that anyone who knows any of these four or all of the four would be willing to participate in the souvenir booklet with an ad to say, we love you, we appreciate you, thank you, to come to the dinner and enjoy a nice dinner and see the event.
And you guys have been really busy this entire year. I know in January you had MLK breakfast. We have some video from that. This is earlier in the year. Talk with me about why it's important to start off the year honoring Dr. King and then carrying that throughout the entire year.
Well, in my opinion, Dr. King was a pace setter and one of the rare individuals who's influenced the history of the world. And that's my personal opinion. And I had the privilege and pleasure to take my children down to Atlanta this weekend, and we toured the King Center and listened to the speeches and read what he's doing and where he preached. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to acknowledge someone who changed lives and certainly changed my life and influenced my life. We believe that as a pace setter and a leader of that magnitude, a global magnitude, Nobel Peace Prize winner, that he's worthy of being honored. And we've done so for 42 years.
I love it.
We shared recently with his son, who was in town visiting Norfolk State, that this was the 42nd year. And you could see that, the emotion that welled up on his face, that people still love and respect and revere and honor and remember his father and his great works.
And his legacy certainly lives on. Bobby,
Indeed.
what do you think when you see how many people show up to this event year after year after year, honoring the life and legacy of MLK? What goes through your mind?
Well, I think back to when Gil and I first talked about being the presenting sponsor for this event. The passionate that he shows today is what got us excited 5 years ago. So this will be our 5th year being a presenting sponsor. And you can see by the description what happens at this event. Not only do we celebrate Dr. King's life and his legacy, and we try to educate people about that legacy, we also honor those that are making a contribution to the Hampton Road community over an extended period of time. Even when you look at Dr. Britt, who's been recognized for the 2nd time, and I met him when I first moved to the Hampton Roads area, and the passion with which other doctors spoke about him and what he's done in the community certainly inspired me. And we hope that by coming to this event, it will inspire others to volunteer and help out financially and with their personal time. The Urban League of the Hampton Roads do more because they do good work with limited resources, and they can do so much more if we can get folks more involved.
That is a great way for us to segue into some of the programs that the Urban League has. I know you guys focus on financial wellness and education, employment. Talk with me about how people can get involved in those programs, including the youth professionals.
Well, the purpose of the Urban League and Urban League itself is in its 115th year. We are a part of a national organization that has 93 affiliates across the nation. And, to borrow a term from healthcare industry, the social determinants of health, it's pretty much parallels what we do. Housing, education, health, workforce, finance, to improve the literacy in each of those areas. So we welcome you to join us. In housing, we've made some tremendous strides working with Virginia Department of Housing. We've engaged well over $25 million of mortgages over the last few years. In health, we focus on mental health, behavioral health issues, as well as joining with our local healthcare organizations, with which there are many, to provide increased health literacy. Something as simple as screenings can save lives. We catch these opportunities earlier. We change eating habits, change living habits, and frankly, engage with the clinical profession. But we know, as healthcare knows, that clinical intervention is only 20% of the quality of life and lifespan. The other 80% are those matters of housing, education. So in education, We have programs called Project Ready, which have been nationally recognized, and we've received national awards in that regard to prepare youth from ages 12 to 20 for career readiness and educational readiness. Everyone isn't going to aspire to higher education, but there are any number of opportunities in the skilled professions, vocational fields, and we try to engage students, give them opportunities. They come over to visit Dollar Tree, and that's one of the highlights of the year for us.
Yeah, we're excited with the pillars, but I'll talk about the educational pillar. Our associates get together and they invite twice a year students from local high schools, and we show them the corporate headquarters. They get to tour the building, but more importantly, they share their stories and hopefully inspire them that they can also follow that trail to get into the corporate world. And if not, that we also support them with educational scholarship. We host a dinner. The Urban League of Hampton Roads identified students, and they bring them in, and we have an opportunity to share with their families, building them up for that educational trip that's ahead of them. We help with gift wrapping. We help with child care as part of our agreement with the Urban League of Hampton Roads. We participate and to help the individuals in our communities have a better life, empowering them to move forward.
Items such as all that Bobby just said is absolutely right on the spot. But financial coaching, helping people repair their credit histories, or teaching them, the values of saving and investing, for the future, all matters, in having a happy and healthy life and a good quality of life, and that's what we're all about. And we, as Bobby shared, as a nonprofit, we depend upon the support of the community and generous organizations such as himself, as all of our services are free. We charge no one for anything. I always say, if you want to work for the Urban League, either as a volunteer or as a paid professional, you have to have a passion about the purpose of what we do. And those who really stay with us and stay engaged, they really have a purpose and passion.
I know you guys work together on several different programs, including the Juneteenth event that you guys were out there. Our tent was right next to the Dollar Tree's tent, and you guys had all of these snacks. And I said, "Oh my gosh, this is heaven for me." So, talk with me about why
shopping
you guys
without going to the store.
Okay, I said, "Can I have one of everything, please?" And they said, "Absolutely." Talk with me about how you guys are pouring into the community in more than one way: education, employment, financial wellness, and also a fun event, but also sharing our history, which is Juneteenth.
I think it's important to note that our associates volunteer. We don't dictate. We offer them an opportunity. They get together and help plan these events. And when I talk to them about the passion and how they feel when they're going out in the community, working with the students at the Juneteenth, I'm showing our pride of being in the Hampton Roads area and our belief that we can make this a better place to live. But I think that's the biggest reward. And that's why we invest so heavily with the Urban League Hampton Roads, because we value the work they do, and they do it with limited resources.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good time out there. So thank you guys for putting on
If I recall,
the best party.
if I recall, you did more than just stand by your tent.
Oh, no, I
You
was
were leading the
dancing.
line dancing.
Right. I was out there and I just showed the video and I was like, I'm a little embarrassed. Let me take that down. But yeah, I mean, it is just so many different ways that you guys show up in the community and say, hey, we're here to help. We're available. But this is the biggest thing. I know that you guys have the MLK celebration. That's like the highlight for you guys.
But you're right. It's a daily purpose and daily passion, because the needs grow in our community. As we speak today, there are people who are making decisions between buying groceries, paying rent, buying medicine. No one should be forced to have to make those type of choices, because they frankly border on life and death. So we're there to try to help fill in the gaps. And people like Dollar Tree allow us to that opportunity.
I mean, yeah, it is definitely an interesting time around the holidays right now. We're seeing the needs more than ever for people to try to figure out what they're doing going into the new year. So I really appreciate the work that you guys do all year long to try to help with that.
And, expanding on the theme of becoming the beloved community, working together breaks down barriers. And when you begin to break down barriers and see each other as equals, good things happen.
I believe that. I was telling you, I talked earlier this year with one of the co-founders of the Urban League of Hampton Roads here, Miss Cecilia Tucker. Did a beautiful story with her. So to learn that she'd passed, I think that she embodies the theme that you guys have for the MLK celebration. She was that beloved community. Everyone loves Miss CC. We had a really good interview with her, and then we started texting throughout the year, so it was really cool to get to know her and then to really learn about the impact that she had on Hampton Roads. I have some video that I want to show you guys. I guess, how are you guys honoring Miss Tucker at the MLK celebration? I know she was one of the co-founders. I know that she did a lot with ODU for 30 years. And then when I talked to her in January, she said, I'm working with Virginia Wesleyan now. I said, when did you stop? So I know that she meant a lot.
She did not stop. She was the Energized Bunny. Cece was a close friend. I met her when I first moved to this town. We were going to church together. We worked together at ODU. Virginia Wesleyan, and so many community events. We had the privilege of honoring her a few years ago as a MLK award recipient. Just a very well-lived life.
Absolutely. I think that she was everything, so it was really, really shocking when she passed. But I love that you guys are continuing, not just MLK's legacy.
She was a lesson to us all. I won't call her age, but she didn't stop.
Oh, no, she didn't.
She did not stop.
She drove here.
And I think that's a lesson to us all.
Yes, absolutely. So the MLK celebration, because that is what it is going to be on January 15th.
His birthday.
That was intentional on your part. On Thursday, January 15th, you guys said it has to be this day or no day.
We believe the birthday was a special day, even though the holiday, several days later on that Monday. But it's also a very crowded day because so many people paused to honor him, which we're grateful for. And we certainly didn't want to have people make choices because our event is the biggest of its kind in this area. In the last several years, we've had 1,400 people in attendance, which is a remarkable testament to his life and legacy.
Yeah,
I noted that the 1,400 was limited because that's all we could get in the building.
I was about to say,
right.
That's the convention center, and that's the biggest space that we have. So, I mean, you guys have to just kind of take over the whole thing, top floor and bottom, huh?
Well, this year it'll be even more fun. There's a dance at the end.
Okay. I saw that there's a networking opportunity before.
Indeed, yes. We encourage people to show up early because once the program begins, it's going to be action-packed, and you won't want to miss it.
All right.
Very exciting.
And the tickets are still on sale. Anything else you want people to know before we wrap things up here?
I would yield to my partner here.
Listen, I guess I would end this with just a plug to all corporate leaders in the Hampton Roads area. We have many sponsors for the MLK events in addition to Dollar Tree, individuals and corporate entities. And the work they do is so important. You can see that hopefully by the passion that I'm exhibiting here of our support and what it means to our organization. We'll encourage you to consider being a sponsor also. It's not too late to get a page in the souvenir booklet, and I would encourage you to start with that, but jump in with both feet and offer this as an opportunity for your associates to join a wonderful cause. Thank you so very much for all that you do.
And thank you guys for joining us here on Mark Your Calendar. I know that was a pretty long interview, but I think that it was worth every single second. So I hope people will mark their calendar and join you guys on MLK's birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for having us today.
Of course.